Today's video is brought to you by First Form. This is a pro-freedom supplement and nutrition company. And when I think of their products for you, I think of adding value to your life. And there is one product of theirs that I use more frequently than anything else that they make, and that is their meat sticks. They have these in approximately a 20 gram of protein stick. Think smoked meat. Doesn't need to be refrigerated. Eat it on the go when you get hungry. This channel is sponsored by them. I'm literally doing an ad for them right now, and I purchased these. So what I suggest you do is go down in the pinned comment, use the link that I have listed there. That is an affiliate link. It generates sales for the channel, and let them know that I sent you. Special thanks to First Form for making today's video possible. You know, I don't think that the Republicans have really grasped how badly they have screwed this one up. I mean, they had a golden opportunity to put something like the Hearing Protection Act into this bill that they're currently working on, and it would have been an easy win. They could have solidified their Second Amendment advocacy position, and it would have given the current administration an opportunity to quash a whole lot of the discontent surrounding the Second Amendment that they have been receiving because they have been doing a good job. If the president would have signed the Hearing Protection Act, he would have erased a whole lot of the angst around his previous term and the stuff that he's done since, like putting Pam Bondi into a position of power. The Republicans screwed it up. And I put up a poll just a little bit ago to see how you guys were feeling on this. And if you could be more out of touch, not only did the Republicans not put the Hearing Protection Act into this bill, they basically turned their nose up to us and said, oh, well, we reduced your tax, effectively eliminating any recourse that you now have to challenge the NFA in court because you no longer have standing because you aren't being financially damaged through a tax. You're going to have to go in and argue some kind of more ethereal position about rights delayed or denied and stuff like that. And I'm not entirely sure that I trust the Supreme Court at this juncture to get that right based on what they've been doing lately. Today, after completely ignoring the will of the people to have the NFA gutted and suppressors taken off of the NFA registry, today, after Republican leadership agrees to perpetuate a national gun registry, what did they choose to do? They're going to have a clay shoot and go out there and pat themselves on the back and all that sort of stuff at how good a job they're doing. I put up a poll about this to see what you guys thought about it. It reads like this. Day after the Republican leaders in the House of Representatives turn their nose up to the people and refuse to consider the Hearing Protection Act, they have a clay shoot. 30% of you say vote them out at the next opportunity. 54% of you say traitors deserve no quarter. And 16% of you say completely out of touch. And the comments are awesome. We in the Second Amendment community are pissed off at you guys. And this whole thing that you do consistently, where you say, I support and defend the Constitution, I am for the Second Amendment, and I will do everything in my power to defend it. Defending the Second Amendment includes dismantling decades, lifetimes of gun control. Almost all gun control that we have today is predicated on the National Firearms Act. You had an opportunity to dismantle that, to gut that, to hamstring that, and you said, oh, you know what we'll do? We'll just go ahead and reduce the tax on it. It was never about the tax. It was about the infringement. You obviously don't understand that. And the people in the Ways and Means Committee are very likely to cost the Republicans the midterm elections. So let's get a look at who those folks are. Jason Smith, Missouri. Richard Neal, Massachusetts. Vern Bachman, Florida. Adrian Smith, Nebraska. Mike Kelly, Pennsylvania. David Schwickert, Arizona. Darren LaHood, Illinois. Jody Arrington, Texas. Ron Estes, Kansas. Lloyd Schmucker, Pennsylvania. Kevin Hearn, Oklahoma. Carol Miller, West Virginia. Greg Murphy, North Carolina. David Kustoff, Tennessee. Brian Fitzpatrick, Pennsylvania. Greg Stubb, Florida. Claudia Tenney, New York. Michelle Fishbach, Minnesota. Blake Moore, Utah. Beth Van Duyn, Texas. Randy Feenstra, Iowa. Nicole Malitoikis, New York. Mike Carney, Ohio. Rudy Yakum, Indiana. Max Miller, Ohio. Aaron Bean, Florida. Nathaniel Moran, Texas. All of those representatives, go to your websites right now, and any reference to the Second Amendment that you have in there, advocacy for the Second Amendment, that you support and defend the Constitution, any of that sort of stuff, just go ahead and delete it. You no longer get to claim that. You are an embarrassment. There were 2 folks from Ohio on that list. Your names will be carved into my desk so that I know never to vote for you again under any circumstances. You've turned your back on the American people. You do not deserve your position. And you say, oh, well, you know what? We're better than the alternative. No, fuck that. We're done with that. No more. I would rather have the opposition in there because at least my fellow countrymen are awake when they're there. Because really, when it comes down to it, Democrats and leftists talk a big game when it comes to gun control, and they may push for the gun control. They may go out to their base and say, we're going to do this and we're going to do that and all this, that, and the other. But it's you folks that allow them to do it. And you need look no further than the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which you folks allowed to slip through. And here again, you have an opportunity to rectify previous wrongs and correct lifetimes of oppression, and you skip out on it. Nah, we don't need you in there anymore. You're just the same as the rest of them. You just put on a different mask. To those of you who will be attending that clay shoot, have a good time. I sincerely do hope that you have a good time because your time in Congress is limited. And I better not see any pictures of you wearing hearing protection at that event. Our hearing isn't good enough to be protected. You should have to forego muffs as well. Take it from the top. Who supports a national gun registry with millions of Americans on it? Jason Smith, Missouri. Richard Neal, Massachusetts. Vern Bachman, Florida. Adrian Smith, Nebraska. Mike Kelly, Pennsylvania. David Schwickert, Arizona. Darren LaHood, Illinois. Jody Arrington, Texas. Ron Estes, Kansas. Lloyd Schmucker, Pennsylvania. Kevin Hearn, Oklahoma. Carol Miller, West Virginia. Greg Murphy, North Carolina. David Kustoff, Tennessee. Brian Fitzpatrick, Pennsylvania. Greg Stubb, Florida. Claudia Tenney, New York. Michelle Fishbach, Minnesota. Blake Moore, Utah. Beth Van Duyn, Texas. Randy Feenstra, Iowa. Nicole Malitoikis, New York. Mike Carney, Ohio. Rudy Yakum, Indiana. Max Miller, Ohio. Aaron Bean, Florida. Nathaniel Moran, Texas.